Hey everybody. So it's kind of awkward, but also kind of awesome. So yeah, I run a site called I manage a project called rugradar.org, and it's not out yet, but we built technology we've been building in the bear market that can detect rug pulls before they even list. Which I know, understandably, that sounds like snake oil, but it isn't. We actually don't scan the contracts. We actually work with the public ledgers, and we analyze transactional patterns. And so, the transactions that happen between the time you write a contract to the blockchain and the time you add the liquidity and list it, those can tell you a lot about what the intentions are of the token. And then we can also look at through the history of the deployer's transactions, and we can see what they've been up to prior to adding the liquidity. We have automated scanners operating on nodes that will do this all in real time, very instantly. Within seconds to minutes, right? Depending on how deep we have to go to look for impropriety, and then we indicate basically a red flag on our site, and we tell you the level of susness that we have detected. And so right now we're only on the Ethereum chain, but it's going to be able to bridge over to other chains very, very easily because, again, it doesn't matter what the programming language is. We look at the ledgers. And we are actually right now getting ready, like we're testing the early stages of the BSC chain, which will come out shortly after we launch the Ethereum one. And because it already works pretty well. And the awkward part is we detected uh, we red flagged with 100% certainty one of the coins that just pitched to you that it will rug. So I don't know if you want me to talk about that now, but it has all the signatures, and we don't get things wrong.
Um, Question, because I when you say this, can you go in detail more on how it's done? Listen, I'm not too technical of a person.
But
I
yeah,
would probably want you
it
to
makes it
get
very
into
easy to see.
Roger.
Yeah, it makes it very easy to understand.
Roger, you ask the questions on this one. It seems like you're going to get
I
but
want to know what type of specific ledger transactions would flag a coin or
Well,
a
certainly,
deployer wallet.
yeah, certainly the remove liquidity one will, and that's the one that League of Pets deployer has in his history and his background. He just hard
But once
rugged.
a dev hits remove liquidity, it's kind of too late for all the holders.
Yes, yep. No. So what I'm saying is, yeah, he rugged another project. League of Pets actually canceled their public sale. They canceled their free sale. Well, they postponed it. So you can see that the deployer wallet. I can pin it up top if you want. I posted it in the chat log in the bottom right corner. So you can see on BSC scan where he removed liquidity for another project. It's not Glory, but you can also see that where he minted the Glory token. So it's the same guy. The project that he rugged was uh,
When
called.
projects relaunch, are they able to come to you and say, "Hey, this wasn't remove liquidity. This was, a relaunch"?
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah. Well, and that's something that one thing alone isn't enough to get you a 100% rating, right? It's a combination of things.
Okay.
Now, I can't go into detail about all of the things we look at because then we basically will be giving the ruggers a roadmap to not be detected, right? So, but you can understand that there are others, right? Obviously that the remove liquidity is one example, but there's a lot of other ways that you rug. In fact, you can even rug a contract that's renounced. You can rug a contract that has locked liquidity. There's lots of other ways to do scams, and
I also see on your site here that it says that you'll reimburse, in the future, you'll reimburse holders if
yes,
they still encounter rug pulls.
yeah, yeah. So rug rebates is the other side of this. So obviously we won't be 100%. We only catch about 50% of rug pulls right now, which is still damn good, we think. But and we're always going to be getting closer to 100%. But it's going to be a back and forth cat and mouse game as the scammers try to find other ways to be undetected. But we also have AI and machine learning bots scanning the historical blockchain for new patterns, identifying these new ones that we've missed, and then adding them to our database of known signatures, kind of like a virus definition file. But so in the event you do encounter a rug that we didn't alert you to, because obviously if we alerted it, it's your fault you didn't hear about it and didn't avoid it. But if we missed it and you file a claim, kind of like insurance, and you got rug, you submit your wallet and meet some other criteria, we'll scan you, make sure you're not scamming us, and if approved, then we'll just airdrop you the ETH or the BNB If it's via C chain, we'll just airdrop you the native token for your chain up to 100% of what you got rugged for. And I say up to because it's going to depend on math, right? Like our fund is going to be filled by a tokenomic on our own token. And so, like, depending on how full the fund is, it's just like a DeFi lending platform. There's going to be a curve. It's because you'll have to stake and lock a portion of your our token, the Rug Radar token. You'll have to lock that up, a portion of it for like 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, in exchange for getting that airdrop, that relief. So, because obviously we're not going to rug, right? So you locking that up just kind of gives us some runway, some decreased expenses, which is kind of like increased revenue for a temporary period of time. So you have to be holding our token to use rug rebates, obviously, above a certain threshold. And the more that you are getting rugged, obviously, the more you're locking up. You got to go buy more of our tokens if you want to do that. But because you have to stay above a holding threshold to maintain your coverage. So, and there will be limits how many rugs you can claim, obviously.
Awesome. So I think what you're doing is noble. Yeah, for me, personally, I'm definitely in on this one. But I would like to.
With 15,000 waitlist signups already, so it's kind of like pre-order sales, right? So people are quite fond of this.
What are the odds that you would bring this exclusively to one chain?
My main priority is just consumer protection. It's just stopping these people. I got started on this because I got rugged real bad last year, like at the beginning of last year. So that's what kind of put me on this mission. So, if we want to prosper, if we want DeFi to prosper, we can't have people's first experience being getting kicked in the teeth, because it's hard enough to convince our friends and family to give crypto a try, right? Give these things a try. It's hard enough. Like, we don't need then the first impression being that and then losing forever. Because if we don't have mass inflow, then enterprises won't come here, because enterprises won't see an addressable market big enough to sell them goods and services. So it's all connected, and just like to secure the future of DeFi, this problem has to be solved.
This ain't planned, folks. I swear to you not. This is not planned. Who knew?